All right, let's talk about 2025. It's already January 14th. That's when I'm recording this video. So I hope I'm not too late to put out some content around this. But I really wanted to give it some thought before I created anything that was resolution related for this year. In fact, I was really hesitant to talk about it at all. The last time I was really excited to start a year, I was completely wrong. In fact, that year was 2020, and everybody had like this amazing kind of like energy going into it, talking about, yo, 2020 vision, everything's gonna be clear in this year. We're gonna see our future. We're gonna create all of these things. And of course, what happened had nothing to do with the individuals. We didn't bring that on ourselves, but still somehow cosmically, it has like caused this kind of trauma that, at least for me, and I hear this from some other people, you just become a little reluctant to put your plans out there. And in fact, that year, I was really into spreadsheets. I kind of am still into spreadsheets as a way to plan. And I used Excel to organize my thoughts and ideas, goals, and everything else for the year, to the point where it was broken down per month as to how much money I was gonna save to reach my goal, how many push-ups, sit-ups, squats I was gonna do in order to reach my fitness goal, and so on. I mean, it was so strategic. I was project managing my entire year, all because I just had this like incredible, I don't know what you call it, but yo, it was 2020. I was also turning 40 that year, so it felt like a formula to me, like 20 plus 20 equals 40, 2020 vision, it was gonna be wild, and all of a sudden you blink and a bunch of crazy things happen, and then you end up in 2025. And I cannot believe that that's where we are right now, but you know, what are you gonna do? So I wanna make it kind of simple for myself this year, and I'm gonna share some of that. And hopefully, you know, you let me know how you feel about what I'm sharing and what you're doing this year to really be intentional about the 12 months that you're gonna experience throughout this year. My simple, let's say, framework for this year kind of has four quadrants to it. I'm gonna have intentions, I'm gonna have goals, systems, and rewards. Let's break that down. What do each one of those mean? And I'll give you some examples into each one for what I'm gonna do. An intention is something that you mean to do, whether you pull it off or not. That's kind of the whole definition about it. And it's really qualitative in a way. It's not quantitative. We're not tracking that like we would some other action items within a project, just going back to how I was doing it in the past, or like how some people, you know, want to measure what they do in this year. And then we get over to goals. Goals are an idea of the future desired result within a finite time by setting deadlines. So this is way more, let's say, quantitative. So you have measurements, numbers, that kind of stuff are involved, metrics, in order to determine whether or not you achieved a thing. All right, this is actually one of my favorites because I'm really into systems thinking right now, and I'll share some of that in the future. Systems are a way of working, organizing, or doing something which follows a fixed plan. I am totally into this. Like I said, I've been watching other YouTube videos that are built around educating people on system thinking. I already had, you know, a way of doing this myself, but I'm always looking to become better, learn new methods, and, you know, see how they benefit me. All right, lastly, again, this is one of my favorites because I really have not been doing this over the years, and that's really on me, and that's I'm responsible for making sure that this gets done, and that is rewards. I look at rewards as a thing given in recognition of one's effort or achievement. So this is a bit of self-recognition. All right, and I'll go into detail because I'm not necessarily talking about material goods. I'm talking about something else. So let's go and start back in intentions. I have been terrible with this over the last few years, and that is, let's just say, time management. But I'm gonna go and reclaim my time back for me so that I can spend that with my friends, with my family, and also just for myself, just some much needed me time. Next, I really want to rediscover what makes me happy. I know it doesn't make me happy, so I can use a method called via negativa. It's considered a study of what not to do. So essentially, I know what I don't like and what doesn't bring me joy. Hopefully, it'll help me bring me closer to the things that do bring me joy. At least that's what I'm hoping, and I'm gonna try that out because it is so hard to truly find joy these days. I mean, they used to be fun just going to the bar and having drinks or going to clubs or things like that, but at some point, you just don't want to do that anymore. So you have to reevaluate everything and figure out what truly brings you happiness in your life. And that's what I'm looking for this year. Out of 2025, what's gonna make me happy? Is this something that you guys are better at or you have a grip on or struggling with? Just let me know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And lastly, I intend to really focus on my physical and mental health throughout the year. And I don't want to set any real numbers around the physical or mental health portion of that. It's just going to be top of mind. I intend to be more intentional about, just working out, being active, paying attention to myself, and just doing a better job of being disciplined when it comes to managing my self-wellness. All right, let's go over the goals. So I'm gonna be more physical. Let's just say I'm gonna move or work out at least 3 times a week. So this is a defined goal. It has a set end date. Over 7 days, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna be in motion. I'm gonna do something, some type of physical activity 3 times a week. All right, that's easy enough. I can accomplish that. It's not too much of a commitment. And whatever is more than that is just over and above. And it's fantastic. We'll celebrate that, right? Especially when we get to the rewards part. All right, one of the other goals is a financial goal. I want to save $20,000, have that in the bank. I'll come up with a system for this. And there's a million of them out there somewhere, but 20K, that's what I want to put away this year in savings. All right, I also want to travel a little bit more. I think I have a nice truck, fits the whole family. I bought it because I plan on doing a lot more adventuring than I have been doing over the last 2 years. But that's just mostly because I was relocated from Baltimore to Atlanta and, took on a new position, had a baby, and there were just a lot of changes in life. So it didn't allow me to really have the time, and I've already discussed the time thing, to go out and do these things. So at least when it comes to using the car to travel, I want to take at least 4 road trips out the year. 4 is, again, a very achievable number. We can measure that. It's throughout the entire year. And it's crazy because I must be really bad at geography. I didn't know where Atlanta was located really on a map. And I'm finding out that there are so many cool places that are within a 4-hour driving distance of the city that have unique experiences. And they're all in all directions. So I'm really excited to kind of just map out an adventure, take the family, pack the bags, stay at an Airbnb or hotel, and just really see what comes from it and make some intentional memories. All right, the last part when it comes to traveling, not all of the trips that I want to take will be in a car. So I want to take at least 1 international trip. All right, that means baby has to get a passport. But yeah, 1 trip out of the country, just 1. The last goal is, it doesn't necessarily have a number attached, but there is a time attached to it, and I want to create daily. Now that could mean a doodle, or it could be something bigger than that. It could be content for YouTube, it could be a painting, it could be a sculpture, it could be anything. It could be something that's digital, whatever. I just want to stay in a creative space in my mind. So I think that is going to require me to create at least 1 thing a day throughout the entire year. And maybe I'll just journal this. I think that might be fun. I'll use the journal app or the note app on the phone, and I'll just capture whatever I created for the day starting tomorrow. So I'm already 2 weeks behind, but okay, whatever. And I'll get on it. And if you want to see what that looks like, let me know. All right, quickly, let's go through systems. Right? For me, My memory is not set up like it was when I was younger. I remember really crazy, weird, odd things. And I guess that's what happens when you get older. But more than ever, I have to write it down or type it down. So I really rely on note-taking apps. Jeez. Or I just write it in a notepad that I have. But either way, I have to get it out of my head and I have to put it somewhere so that it can be preserved. And then I go back and I check out that information and reference it later for whatever it's useful for. The other system I'm gonna use is called whiteboarding. So I'll use different apps like Freeform that comes on or within the iOS, operating system. So it's on my iPhone, it's on my MacBook, it's on my iPad. I think it's great. It's a great whiteboarding app. There's also Miro, which is, I think, a little bit better, to be honest, but it's not native to the phone. So there is an app, but it's just a little easier to pull up Freeform and then share that. So I've really been enjoying it. I recommend you check it out. Second to last, I'm going to create vision boards of sorts that really collect images and visuals around the things that I intend to do, my goals. Instead of always using a bunch of words or anything else, I'm just going to use those images to tell the story of what I intend and what my goals are so that I can always see them and then go back and manifest them, as they say. Lastly, in order to manage my time better, I am going to use a time blocking system. It really doesn't matter what app I use. I'm somewhere between Outlook for work and in personal, I use Google Calendar. So either way, and I have these things shared, either way, I am going to intentionally block out increments of time on the calendar for, of course, all the meetings that I need to do or have, all the work that needs to get done, but then also the moments that I need for me, so that nothing else can take up that space on my calendar, and I'm able to commit to one of my intentions, which is me time. And lastly, let's talk about rewards. I mean, how else do you benefit from the fruits of your labor, right? How do you really acknowledge that you completed something? How do you pause just to breathe after you've done a thing? We can't just keep pushing forward with our head down continuously forever. That is not sustainable. We need to take breaks. We need to acknowledge something has been completed, and we need to just celebrate the wins, even the smallest wins, because that is what's going to continue to encourage us, to motivate us, and to just, again, acknowledge that something was done, that took hard work and took a lot of effort, and that makes you feel that it's all worth it at the end of the day, right? I'm a little anti-hustle culture now that I've gotten a bit older. There was a period of time where there was nothing but hustle, hustle, hustle. But now it's different. It's about quality of life, and rewarding yourself is a big portion of that. You cannot expect that people are going to reward you after you do a thing. It's really not their job to do it. So it's yours. And again, when I say rewards, I don't necessarily mean, and I haven't been describing it this way, material goods. I'm not talking about rewarding yourself by going out and buying something like retail therapy, which I'm an avid kind of just retail therapist. I've been cutting back as much as I can, but still it does feel good to buy things, to be honest. But I don't want to, use that always, right? It's kind of like, it's like a version of just always going out to get a drink when something good happens or something bad. It's not the healthiest way to go about that. So I'm no expert, but I know that I want to be fueled by things that are positive and they just don't have like a negative impact on me anyway. So little retail therapy, really just a lot of self-acknowledgement. All right. I hope that wasn't too much, but again, I wanted to take a simple approach to what I intended to do this year, set some goals, use some systems, and then just reward myself whenever the time is right. I hope something that you can actually achieve. So I wish everybody the most luck as you go on your 2025 journey. I would love to hear how things are going for you, or what you intend to do, or what goals you set, or what systems you use, or how you're going to reward yourself. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things, and just let me know your thoughts. All right, again, thank you for your time. You guys have been fantastic. This is probably my 6th video. I don't really know, I'm not counting per se, but you get what I mean. All right, good luck everybody. Peace.